Well, bonjour, it's the Happy Medic coming to you from Charles de Gaulle Airport, my first stop on the way to see Mark in Newcastle. Just wanted to give you a quick update, a little commotion on the flight this morning at 7:30 airplane time, which would be 7:30 Paris, France time. I was asleep and awoken by some commotion nearby, and a thick French accent saying something about oxygen and laying someone on the floor, which I think any paramedic would immediately wake up no matter how sleepy. Looked over a couple seats over, and a row ahead was an elderly woman who appeared faint, weak. She was pale, diaphoretic. The crew was already getting her on oxygen and taking her pulse. They had no BP cuff, no AED out. They weren't too nervous, but they were relaying information to the pilot. I checked the map in the seat back in front of me, and we were just off the coast of England, so if they were going to put the plane down, it would actually shorten my trip. But you know, I was at that point where, do I come forward as a paramedic and show my license, even though I'm way out of my area and my medical direction? Do I ask if there's a doctor on the plane, or do I just kind of sit back and watch what happens without a monitor, without a BP cuff, no glucometer? I have really no way to see what's going on and really assess the situation other than what I'm already seeing. The patient spoke only French, so there was no way I was going to have a real medical history conversation, and the staff on the plane had very thick accents. They spoke enough English to get their job done, but when it came to a full medical assessment, I don't think we'd be able to get too much through. So I decided to sit back as an observer. I was able to see her complexion. Again, she was diaphoretic. Her pulse was in the 70s, which had me feeling fine, and the stewardess kept saying that it was very strong, and they relayed that to the pilot, and we never descended. The only three interventions I could think of was Trendelenburg, the oxygen they already had on her, and then give her something to eat. You know, it had been 8 hours into an 11-hour flight. Maybe she hadn't eaten. So they were trying to give her bread, and then, of course, it being an Air France flight, the fourth intervention I never would have thought of, they gave her a glass of red wine. And wouldn't you know, about 3 or 4 minutes later with the bread and the red wine, her skin color improved. She was no longer diaphoretic. She felt fine, and she waved everybody off. So a little bit of excitement on the plane. Needless to say, I was wide awake from that point on. But now just waiting for my flight to Newcastle and to see Mark. Very excited about leg 2 of the project and Chronicles of EMS. Can't wait to tell you more. So for now, au revoir from Paris.